The protesters of Independence Square are certain that the future of their country lies in Europe. But Ukraine can't ignore that its history ties it to Russia. In trying to handle this dilemma, Ukraine's government has lurched into its biggest crisis in almost a decade.
We need to have an alternative solution, because turning our backs to Russia would be lethal for us. Turning our backs to Europe is no less lethal.
Look at where Ukraine is in the world, sandwiched between Russia to the east and the European Union to the west. Now an indication of how split the country itself is. These were the regions that voted for the Russian-leaning president's party last year, and these were the regions that voted for the Western-leaning opposition. In the government's diplomatic merry-go-round between Russia and Europe, striking the right balance has clearly been difficult. So what has actually been on offer? Well, Russia wants Ukraine to join its fledgling free trade customs union. It's putting up cash incentives and cheap gas to sweeten the deal, but trade embargoes would bite hard if it's snubbed. The EU's deal offers access to European markets. It's not offering as much cash as Ukraine is asking for, though, and it also wants political and economic reforms, as well as the release of Yulia Tymoshenko. A combination of carrots and sticks, then. But in the run-up to November's Vilnius summit, where Ukraine was due to sign a trade agreement with the EU, Russia proved it had the bigger stick.
3/4 of Ukrainian machinery exports goes to Russian Federation, and they just immediately decided to stop, for example, to import Ukrainian railway cargoes. And there is no other market for these producers. So basically, in this sense, yes, Ukrainian authorities were scared.
They have good cause to be. The economy is in deep trouble, with a balance of payments crisis looming. President Yanukovych's visit to Moscow may produce some respite from his government's financial problems in the form of a Russian loan, but he'll come back to find his political problems as bad as ever. Rory, Challands, Al Jazeera, Kiev.